we started to pronounce it JAH9. It's pronounced Janine officially. But, as you grow and you find significance in JAH and in the number 9 and just trying to in that which was prescribed to I found meaning in it, and it just stuck with me ever since I was in high school. And when I decided to do music full time, it was just a natural thing to evolve into.
Mm-hmm. And so you have a great voice. We've been playing tracks like Legitimate, and some of your other tracks that you have out. You have a new track called Intense.
Called Tension.
Tension, right. Tension.
Right.
And will you let us know a little bit about this song called Tension?
Sorry? Say that again?
Just let us know what was the inspiration for the song called Tension.
Okay, well, about 3 years ago here in Jamaica, the government decided to go into Tivoli Gardens. That's one of our more volatile communities. And at the time, they were having like a manhunt for the area leader. And there are a lot of political agendas at work with that decision to go into that community. And they went in, and over the course of a week, intensely for 3 days especially, they burnt and plundered the place and killed a lot of people. And, there were reports of a particular number, and we know from going in and just from being on the ground and connecting with the people of that community that the numbers that were represented were very, very underscored. They didn't really tell us the fullness of what went on in Tivoli Gardens. And it was on May 23rd, 3 years ago, and May 23rd is also my Earth Strong. So I was up in the hills celebrating or, sitting and chilling with some friends of mine. Protege was also there. It's from that incident also that he wrote the song Kingston Be Wise. But during the course of the 3 days which followed that, it was a really emotional time for me, because usually Earth Strong is supposed to be a time of joy. And I remember being up in the hills and looking down and seeing the city on fire, seeing Tivoli Gardens in particular, smoke rising up from there.
Wow.
And just, as a woman, you have certain sensitivities. And I remember the sound system was playing really loud, and I was in front of the speakers, and everybody was kind of very chilling on the day. And I was just weeping. Nobody could see or hear what I was doing because the music was loud. But it was a really emotional time to just look down and see that at this very time there are people losing their life, and there is just chaos in the city.
Yeah.
And then the days that followed that, like, they really underplayed what went on down in Tivoli Gardens, and it was a really sad experience for a lot of people. A lot of young people lost their lives. And when you hear the stories of, so the way that the soldiers went in and the way the people were treated, and then you would hear from, the uptown people who really have no idea what was happening down there, and in their minds they're just thinking, boy, the police have to do what they have to do sometimes. But it really just underscores that sometimes the masses are not really taken into consideration when decisions are made. So a lot of the times they're saying that decisions are made for the good of the people, but it's not really the masses of the people. It's really just the people who have any influence on whether a political party is going to get reelected. Or, there's always an ulterior agenda working, and you find that a lot of people are unwilling to talk about these things because they don't want to be ostracized and they don't want to be labeled a particular way. But it just reached me enough for me to just say, I'm definitely going to have to speak on it. And so this word sound was written 3 years ago. And then when I met up with the brethren from High Grade Records, there are some brethren out of St. Croix, and they produce music for bands like Midnight, who are great inspirations to I. And so when I heard the music for that, I immediately thought, this is a song that would work really well on this rhythm. So I kind of put it together with it, and they heard it and they loved it, and they gave us the strength to make it happen. And so Tension was born.
Well, happy Earth Strong, Simeon, and If the listeners, everyone tuning in right now, we're live on the air today here on Tuesday with JAH9, a female artist coming out of Jamaica. Now, for the listeners out there, Janna, could you let them know where they can find some information or some music to buy from you?
Definitely. I just released an album in February, and it's available on iTunes and Amazon.com. The name of the album is New Name, and that's also the title track. You can look up on YouTube, and you'll hear some of the songs there. You can find me on SoundCloud, and you can basically review all the songs on the album from there as well. On SoundCloud, I'm JAH9 Online. That's JAH, the number 9, ONLINE. Facebook, it's JAH9 Online as well. Most of the social networking, we'll whatever the way that they would like to reach, it is very simple to do so. You can reach me via email, and a lot of the work we do is musical as well, but we try to do a lot of work in the inner city as well as in some of the more volatile high schools in Jamaica, and as well as, in the girls' home. So we're really trying to reach the young people wherever they are, and especially those young people who don't necessarily have a voice. And so the music will reflect that agenda as well. So listen, check it out. JAH9online@gmail.com to contact me. We always have projects going on, whether it's activism or it's music. And we're always, looking forward to connect with ones who see the importance of, positive, conscious word sound and the power and impact it can make to make our communities stronger.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Now, JAH9, do you have any tours coming up? Where can people find you touring?
Well, I will be in Europe this summer, for sure. The Sundance Reggae Festival in Holland, and Reggae Giel in Belgium, and Reggae Jam, is it, in Germany. So we should be in Europe in August, and hopefully in the UK later down in August going into September. And some other plans are in the works to do some work in Africa and maybe in North America as well. But we're always open to doing work wherever the need is, because not everybody wants to hear conscious culture music. Some people would prefer to jump up and down with the illusion and just feel nice and ignore the realities of life. But
True.
We love Jah, we give thanks all the time, and we love positive music, and we love to feel good same way. But we're always giving praises to the Most High, no matter what. That is the primary, that is our responsibility. So we're there to make the music to all those who want to hear it.
Yes.
And you can always just keep in touch with the Facebook page especially, or my website, JAH9.net, and to say, when we'll be in an area near you.
Yes. So do you have a conscious Rasta message for the women out there today?
For the sisters in particular, I would say, right now Earth shifts into a mode of, requiring us as the feminine to just nurture and to just express love and to be gentle and to show kindness in a way that, is needed now more than ever. A lot of the fighting and the guns and the bombs and all of these things that people think are the revolution. This is not the revolution. This is not the rebellion. That is the norm. The revolution right now, sisters, is love. So as much as we can, we need to hug and we need to love and we need to show affection and nurturing, and we need to put down the competitive energy with each other, and we need to remember that abundance is the reality, and don't be afraid to show love. That is our most powerful weapon, and we need to unite as sisters and use this power that we have to bring our families and our communities together.
Yes, I give thanks for some blessed words. Now, one of the tracks I've been playing quite often here on our show, if you guys are tuning in right now, we're live on the air from Kingston, Jamaica with an artist, female artist named JAH9. Now, we've been playing one of your tracks. It's called Preacher Man, and we've been playing this song many times. Could you tell us a little bit about the song?
Well, I am the daughter of a minister of religion. But my father is a country pastor. He's not really like the city pastors that I learned about later. So he's a man who decided to be a preacher because in his community, preachers used to help the people and used to go into people's families and help them with their family issues and help them in whatever way was possible. They were servants, and my mother was a servant as well, in terms of she was a teacher and she used to work with the Social Development Commission here in Jamaica. And that was when we were in the country, so I grew up with a real strong sense of community. And then I moved to the city when I was, like 8, 9 years old, and I started to experience some other type of preacher, and the social climbing preachers who, they would drive their big car to church and, just kind of understanding that the role of the preacher was kind of to be idolized, and the way that they would perceive themselves would kind of have them separated from the church in a way that was very dangerous, because it became person-centered rather than centered around the spiritual nurturing of the people. And as I grew and I learned about Africa and I learned where some of these stories came from and, where the whole Judeo-Christian religion entered our culture as people of African descent. And, information really is a powerful thing. And as more information became available to me and as I started to have more experiences with some of these preacher types, I really became disillusioned with the whole church environment. And, particular experiences I had just kind of led me to write this song.
Mm-hmm.
And to kind of put it out there that, you have people who are really and truly, whether it be a preacher or it could be a politician or it could be a teacher, or people who are in positions of power are sometimes, seduced by their own power and end up victimizing people or taking advantage of that power, and, the masses end up losing for that. And so it really is a message of empowerment to the people to say, go and seek your own truth. Don't depend on somebody else to tell you anything about your own spirit, because, the spiritual journey is a personal one. Religion is a personal thing. You have to find your way back to the Most High, which is within yourself. It's not a man in the sky. So it's just, the general message of obliterate the illusion of anybody outside of you being able to help you other than yourself. At the root of it, you have to lift yourself up. You have to lift yourself up. And for those who are so, who are in such suffering that they cannot see that for themselves, it is the responsibility of those who have education and have a level of consciousness to go and really be the example for those people. And it's just a warning also to those who are in those positions of power that, your time is coming. The people are becoming aware. You can't fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
Yeah, man. Well, I heard the song mentioned either in an interview or article I was reading, Mr. Preacher Man. I tried everywhere to find the track, and I believe I found it on iTunes. I bought it on iTunes, and I've been playing it lots on our show. We specialize in a lot of new artists and new music coming out of Jamaica 2013. And JAH9, for everyone tuning in, we're live on the air from Kingston, Jamaica with JAH9. She's a female artist going off in the world. Where do you do your recordings at? Most of JAH9 music, where does it come out of?
Most of the music right now is coming out of Rory Stonelove. Out of Rory Stonelove studio. That is Rory Stonelove Gilligan. You might know him from, the immortal Stonelove. He's one of the real pioneers in the whole disc jockey selector type thing here in Jamaica. So he's one of the original people who know reggae music, know the original sound of reggae music, and he has recently branched off into production, and he's working with some of the best musicians here in Jamaica to kind of recreate that authentic sound and really be true to the original essence of roots Rastafari music. And so that connection, has been easy, has been very, very fruitful, and has been a really blessed one. And so most of the work that I do is coming out of his studio right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do other work with other producers as well, but that is really my base right now. That is out of Rory Stonelow studio. He gives me the freedom to really just express some things that, another producer might not take the chance on, because it might not necessarily be immediately commercial. It might not be that we're writing it with the radio in mind. We're just writing it from the heart. And Rory gave me the space to do that. So we're working with that right now. I've worked with Don Corleone. I've worked with I Grade, of course. I've worked with producers out of Europe as well. That is Silly Walks with a song called Brothers.
Yes.
And right, and there are a few other tracks coming up.
Nice. Well, we look
from other producers as well.
Well, we look forward to more tracks from your music. I always play all the new stuff you're releasing and some of the old tunes too, that the older ones, you know. I know you did a song with Protege. JAH9, we always ask artists calling in for interviews, do you have an a cappella for us today for listeners who want to hear something live?
Okay. I would sing a piece of a song called New Name. That is the title track off of the album.
Okay.
And it is the most significant message right now, which is that, you know, the King has returned and there is hope.
Okay.
So it goes, today man sees all his hopes and dreams crumbling before him while he plots and schemes. Hard way, so him choose to learn. Then want for curse the fire when him plans get burned. But I know, 'cause I suggest say, the truest resurrection is spiritually. And the key to the comfort is to pray the word. Knowing, not just believing how the prophecy reveal him with a new name. King Rastafari, weak heart a tremble when them hear its sound. New name, power of the Trinity, Lion of Judah, return to the throne with a new name. King Rastafari, weak heart a tremble when them hear its sound. New name, Haile Selassie, Lion of Judah, return to the throne. Yes, I.
Give thanks. What a blessing to have some live JAH9 on the radio today. For everyone tuning in, you can check JAH9 music again. She's one of the up-and-coming out of Kingston, Jamaica. Now, before we let you go today, we want to make sure that we ask you a special question, especially being that the times we're in right now. We like to ask artists, what's your conscious message for the children of today?
For the children of today, read. Reading is the cornerstone. Learn to read. And if you cannot read, well, listen keenly. Observe nature and just try your best to speak the truth. And if you cannot speak the truth, be silent. Do not allow yourself to be abused. Speak up when there is abuse and make sure you always defend the truth.
Yes, give thanks, Janna. Well, we appreciate you giving us a call, taking time out of your busy day today, and we'll make sure that we play lots of your music. I want to bless you and your family, and I hope all is well. And please, in a few months, give us a call again. We'd love to cover some more stuff.
Yes, and enough respect to all of the ones listening in, and give thanks for having I.
Yes, I. Blessed. Have a good day. Thanks again.
Yes, I. Blessed love.
Yes, I.
New name, King Rastafari, weak heart a tremble when them hear it sound. New name, power of the Trinity, Lion of Judah, return to the throne with a new name. King Rastafari, weak heart a tremble when them hear it sound. New name, Haile Selassie, Lion of Judah, return to the throne. Today man sees all his hopes and dreams crumbling before him while he plots and schemes. Hard